Hi people, it's me Anja, my pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. These are the books that I literally ended November with, because today is December 1st. But anyway, the first book on this list is called Nightbirds. This story is a YA historical fantasy inspired by the 1920s, and it follows 3 women, and it's set in a world where magic of women is outlawed, but these 3 main characters have the power and the ability to change it all. This book was really good, and I really enjoyed it. And this is one of those books that I gave a second chance because I DNF'd it for the first time when I read it in February. And I think the sequel comes out next year, in the first half of 2024, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very excited for it because this book is so good. First of all, the world building was so magical and so immersive. I truly enjoyed learning about, like, the different magic systems and everything. And, like, the historical setting was so well done. The 3 main characters have such strong characters, and I just love them so much, and their perspectives made so much sense. And I love how they were all each individually well developed, and I love their dynamic together too. Like, this book is so good. I just really enjoyed everything about it. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing, and everything about it was just so awesome and just so immersive. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Warrior Girl Unearthed. This story is a YA contemporary thriller following a young indigenous main character who must find a way to bring her ancestor home to her tribe. This story is absolutely so excellent, and it's so well done. First of all, the indigenous culture and history was done so well because it felt so rich and stunning and so immersive, and it felt so educational while also being interesting too, instead of becoming almost boring, if that makes any sense. Like, this book is so good. The plot is so captivating and it's so interesting. The mystery was so intriguing. Technically, this book serves as a companion novel to the author's debut, Firekeeper's Daughter, because the main character of this book is first cousins with the main character of the previous book. But for me, like, I don't really remember the plot or anything like that of the previous book, and I don't think it's completely necessary to read these books in publication order or chronological order. Like, you can read them both individually by themselves. But anyway, I digress. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I love the sister relationship so much. The romance, it was cute, and it kind of felt unnecessary at times, but, like, it also fit well to the story too. It's just that I could have done without it. But I feel that about most romances in thrillers in general. So anyway, the point is, this book is absolutely so good. I just really enjoyed every single second of it. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Tarnished Garden. This story is a middle-grade historical fantasy, and it's technically the companion novel to The Gilded Girl, which I read 2 years ago. I really enjoyed it. And this book is a great, solid sequel. But again, it's another book that I gave a second chance, because when it came out earlier this year, I actually DNF'd it because I wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but I made more time for it this time. So anyway, the point is, this book is absolutely so fantastic, and it's so good. First of all, the characters are such well-developed, good main characters, and I love those sister relationships so much, as well as them individually. Like, the friendships are so lovely and so well done. The family dynamics are so awesome. I love the historical fiction setting. I love the magic system. I love it all. Like, the world building is so magical and it's so immersive, and it's just really good. This entire story felt so wholesome and so well done, and I'm so excited to see what this author will write next, because she is so talented and the series is so good. I'm not sure if there were more sequels planned or anything like that, but anyway, this book is so good, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. So with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Kingdom of Without. This story is a YA science fiction following a young Chinese main character in a futuristic alternate Beijing, where she tries to participate in a heist. I enjoyed this book and I liked it, but I didn't love it completely, and here's why. The main reason is that, like, I think this book is too short. It felt trapped and contained because, like, it's only 288 pages, and maybe when I become a published author, I might change my opinion on this, but I feel like most YA books need to be at least 300 pages, because I feel like that length gives it enough time to, like, for example, develop the side characters or give the romance more time and more development, because I felt like I didn't enjoy this book that much because it felt like contained and trapped under the page length that it was under, if that makes any sense. But the pieces definitely had potential. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense at all, but basically, like, the world building was excellent and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, the characters were well developed and distinct. I love the found family. I love the heist. I love reading heist books in, like, science fiction and fantasy settings, not so much in contemporary settings. So I am still excited for the author's next book, which I believe comes out in February and it has something to do with, like, deadly prophecies or something like that. I'm not completely sure. The characters were well developed and distinct. I really, really enjoyed, like, the world building, like I said, and the science fiction elements and everything about it. It just felt too short for me overall. So anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 3 out of 5 stars, so take that as you will. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called Gwen and Alt Are Not in Love. This story is a YA historical fiction following two queer teens who are engaged to be married to each other, but since they're both gay, that's just not gonna work. You know what I mean? Anyway, this book is about love and friendship and bravery, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it's set in medieval times, so that's really fun. And typically, I don't really read historical fiction set before the 1700s, just because typically it's like boring. But this book was so much fun and so chaotic, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is another book that I gave a second chance, so that's the recurring theme in this video. So anyway, this book was so good. First of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct. I think that typically, whenever I'm reading historical fiction, it tends to be more plot driven, but this book was way more character driven. I really, really appreciated that because the characters are so well developed and so distinct. I love the queerness so much. The romances are so well developed and so lovely. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. Even the political elements were so well done, and the world building is excellent. And I love it so much. I love the sibling dynamic. This book is so excellent, and it deserves all the hype and so much more. I love the world building. Like, I love everything about it. This book is excellent. I love queer found family so much. I think that's why found family is one of my favorite tropes of all time, because it's so queer-coded just in general, even if the characters aren't inherently queer or marginalized in any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyway, the point is, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. It's worth all of its hype and so much more. And with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. So in conclusion, November was a pretty great reading month, and I'm really hoping that December will be the same. So anyway, with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the envelope emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.